Hi, gang. Colourful Life podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about the colourful and interesting life of Paul Tran. Um, I've known of you for quite a long time. I remember one of the early Sydney conventions. We all got a big back job. Well, a bunch of us all got our shirts off and had all the bodysuits together. That was fucked. That's got to be easy 5 years ago.
That was the
now.
first rites of passage, Sydney, I think.
Yeah, a while
Back at
ago.
that. Yeah, the dome, whatever.
So right now we'll go back to the beginnings in a minute, but you're here today because you've just come off the back of a bit of a tour and you're on your way out of Dodge City, Sydney, back to Melbourne. And what happened?
Trying to jump the border, then my car decided to shit itself and all the gears broke.
Oh, left a trail of gears and cogs and
Yeah.
oil all over the freeway.
Pretty much. Got stranded there for a few hours.
Mate. And then the tractor beam pulled you back to little Tokyo.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing though.
Nice.
It was a good place.
So hopefully tonight the car's good and you're out of here.
Fingers crossed, can escape the border.
Yeah, mate. Well, were you in Melbourne during the Ring of Steel during the lockdowns?
Yeah, I was there for the whole lockdown.
Yeah.
Fun little period.
Yeah, it's crazy, hey? It's like a while ago, but not that long ago as well. It's sort of that dystopian memory
Yeah.
is somewhat faded.
Feels like it's becoming normal again to an extent
Yeah.
compared to what it was during lockdown.
Yeah, and for you seem to have like made up for lost time
Yeah.
since that. Like you've been on the road again. You're about to jump on a plane soon. So there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, no, COVID was definitely good for that. Kind of made me just appreciate life again and
Yep.
make the most of it instead of just fluffing around doing nothing.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of camps that you could have joined during that time, and you joined one of the better ones.
No, it was definitely good.
So,
Got so much out of it.
yeah, good. So let's go back to the beginnings. What are your first ever memories? Or actually, where did you grow up?
So I was originally born in New South Wales.
Yep.
Grew up in Bankstown Punchbowl.
Nice.
Then parents bought a bakery in Ballina. Then moved up there.
Oh wow.
Went to school up there, and slowly found an apprenticeship.
Nice.
Did a Bachelor of Visual Arts up that way, and
Where were you doing your studies?
Southern Cross in Lismore.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, Lismore's no doubt not what it was now.
No.
What it is then, it's been decimated. So, as a young guy, then how were tattoos on the horizon? Where did the interest of tattoos come in, or what's your first memory of seeing a tattoo?
Ooh, that would have been the Candy tattoo magazines back in the day.
Right, what? Just browsing the newsagents?
No, my uncle had a bunch because he was into tattoos and everything. And,
Ah,
yeah, he bought an eBay kit, and I got
Sick.
my hands onto that. And,
go unk.
yeah, tried that a few times and fell in love with it.
Up around that way,
Up in that
northern
area.
New South Wales.
Yeah.
Did he go on to tattoo?
He wasn't a tattooist.
No, I know, but he's obviously
Yeah.
doing his thing as you do.
Yeah, he was just a mechanic and wanted me to tattoo him, so he bought a kit.
Oh, for you to tattoo him.
Yeah, so he knew
Oh,
I was
mad.
a girl and got me to tattoo him. Like, had no idea what I was doing at the time.
What were some of those first images?
I think I tried to freehand a samurai with a dragon.
Ballsy.
Yeah, I didn't know
Ballsy.
any better.
Yeah, but that's good. That's necessity is the mother of invention. Like you're going to learn on the spot.
That's
What
it.
What did you sort of learn from that experience?
Nothing like what the TV show showed us.
It's so crazy, isn't it?
I think that was around the era of like LA Ink and Miami Ink coming
Yeah.
out. So I was obsessed with that shit back
Like,
then.
who would have thought the TV would lie to us?
I know.
You know?
I mean, you could draw up a back piece in 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, just give me a little bit and I'll be back.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you're doing visual arts.
Doing visual arts, yeah.
What's visual arts involve?
So originally I went in trying to become an animator, so I did all the web
Yep.
design, graphic stuff.
Cool.
But then during visual arts I kind of fluffed around and ended up majoring in painting,
Yep.
which kind of helped a lot with the flash paintings and everything.
When you
else.
say painting, like oil painting, watercolor painting.
A bit of oil, acrylic, and watercolors as well.
Nice. So essentially doing your apprenticeship with the skill set, learning brushes, mediums,
Yeah,
canvases, what's good, what's bad. That's cool.
yeah. So I still did painting, but pretty much every subject was tattoo related, just because
Yep.
I was so invested in that at the time.
Amazing. Was graffiti on your horizon or anything like that?
Uh,
Were you involved in that?
I loved graffiti, but I was too much of a little bitch to go do it myself.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, you know,
Yeah.
I'd probably be the same.
Yeah,
You know.
especially I think when I started, the tattoo license was coming out, so we couldn't do anything
Ah.
criminal activity. So I'm like, I don't want to risk that.
Yep.
Wanted to travel, wanted to do everything else. So
Cool. So with all of that, like, who did your first tattoo?
Oh, I think it was Sasha J, who I mentored under.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, other than my own that I did when I bought an eBay machine and got
Yeah.
garbage ones on my legs, but
Was it one of those bad boys like that there?
it looked similar.
Yeah.
It had more of the tackier colours to it.
Oh well, it was
It
it
was
was a
great.
time frame. One thing I want to do in the future with the tattoo history side of things, because we were talking machines yesterday, is show where the tattoo machine origins come from, and then show where China came involved in it, and just the mass produced, very bedazzly and shit came into it, and
Yeah,
then how it just was a decline where you could buy like 10 machines for $17.
it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that stuff was a hit and miss because I remember going to Vietnam to the factories and stuff where they had heaps of that stuff.
Wow.
Gone through the boxes, like there's 100 machines, but I found one or two that was like
Yep.
built really solidly, but the rest were
Yeah.
not the greatest.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think Vietnam, I've been there as well. Vietnam and China are probably some of the biggest producers,
Yeah,
over time. I'd say probably some of the Vietnamese stuff is probably better, you know.
oh,
But yeah, that's a
that's a,
whole nother topic. So, what was the first tattoo you did on yourself?
I did a zombie geisha on my thigh, which has been covered up now.
Nice,
That would have
nice.
been good 12, 13 years now.
And then how did you sort of from doing that, from doing visual arts, like around Lismore, you probably had just Pete Davidson, creative tattoo art.
Creative tattoos, yeah, they had a few around Lismore, Byron,
Yep,
and I think one up in Mawullumbar or somewhere.
yep,
Then, yeah, I think there was Sharky's tattoos, so there wasn't
yep,
too many. There was a couple in Ballina.
yep. Were you going into those tattoo shops and snooping around?
I was sussing out creatives at one point,
Yep,
but then, yeah, I was fortunate enough where Sasha from Top Notch Tattoos
yep.
offered an apprenticeship to me because he saw that I was doing home jobs and stuff.
Right, and that just came from him seeing something.
Yeah, it's a small town, so everyone kind of knows everyone.
Yep,
Then, yeah, my stuff was getting shown, and yeah,
cool.
that was,
What was that initial meeting like? Were you nervous? Were you just like gung ho, like, oh, sick? The
oh,
doorway's been open for me. I can see the light.
I was kind of nervous because I wasn't prepared for it at all. Didn't have a portfolio. Was
Yep,
planning on finishing uni before I started my apprenticeship.
yep,
But I think my third year, yeah, he offered, so I kind of scrambled all my drawings that I had from my portfolios from
yep,
art stuff and brought that in. But it was an intimidating kind of experience.
yep,
Seeing two bikey looking dudes sitting there,
yep.
being this timid little uni kid. I was like,
Yeah,
what am I doing here?
Yep, yep. But they obviously saw potential.
Yeah, he saw potential, and yeah, I think I ended up doing my first tattoo 3 days in because he's like, yep, try this out. You
Wow.
either have a job or not.
Yeah, cool. What was they obviously seen that potential, thrown you in the deep end early? Like, how long did it take until you were up and running on Joe regular clients?
uh, I think he just started off me with a kanji piece at the start. They
Yep,
were doing little small bits and pieces here and there, but I
yep.
think within a year, I was starting to tattoo a fair bit
Wow.
then.
What was sort of the structure of your apprentice? Did you finish uni?
Yeah, I finished uni as well,
Yep,
so yeah, he was lucky enough to let me do uni part time or like full time and just
yep,
doing the shop part time and still working,
yep.
still trying to make an income until I started establishing a clientele.
Yeah, cool. Still living at home then?
Still living at home and
Yep.
stuff, yeah.
What did like mum and dad think of it? Like, running a bakery, probably thinking, I don't want my son going down this road.
Yeah.
Did they blame it on your uncle?
No, they didn't blame it on my uncle, but they're like, they were, yeah, genuinely sure that I was joining a gang or something.
Yeah,
Because dad had jail tattoos and stuff back in the day, so
yeah,
it was all gang affiliated or jail tats. I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, lucky for us, it's definitely changed a lot in that period.
yeah, yeah. Vietnamese background?
Full Vietnamese
Yeah.
background, yeah.
Mum and dad born here or back in Vietnam?
Born in Vietnam,
Yeah, so their view of tattoos would be like, yeah,
super conservative,
yeah.
and yeah, they just wanted me with a what do you call it, government job or something more
Yeah,
sustainable.
and wanted the best for you. And that's a lot of like immigrant parents that come
Yeah,
over here. They want to give their children the opportunity that they maybe never had. Obviously, running a bakery, hard workers,
yeah,
all the
working,
rest of it.
yeah, working 7 days a week and everything. So
Yep.
yeah, they just wanted me a stable income. Wasn't sure that art was a career.
Yeah, and I think only now, maybe only in the recent few years, would you probably have parents being more open and seeing that it is possible for their children to have
Yeah,
somewhat of a successful career in tattooing.
yeah,
You know?
Definitely got to prove that to them over the years and
Yep.
just seeing what I've been able to do with it.
How does it sit with them now? They're happy, they're proud, they acknowledge
Oh,
it.
they love it. Like mum tries to
Man.
jump on every fucking trip I go on.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, went
Is
to
mum commenting on your Instagram posts?
not as much, but she's showing it to all her friends and stuff, which is cool.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, she should be embarrassed about it, but now she's just bragging to everyone.
Yeah. Oh man, like as you know, and because I imagine in her circle of friends, all their kids are just they've got that boring government job.
Yeah, that's
You
pretty
know,
much
so-
it, just doing the same thing.
Yep.
But yeah, no, she's been able to travel the States with me, traveled New Zealand and everything, so it's been
Wow.
kind of fun that way.
Awesome. Really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So how long were you at Top Notch Tattooing for? Was that Lismore?
Ballina.
Ballina, sorry. Okay,
Ballina,
cool.
Yeah,
Is it still around?
it's still around.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it's still the two shops in that same town.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, fuck. I think I did my apprenticeship over 3 years.
Yep.
Then I think I did another year out of respect.
Yep.
Then yeah, moved to Melbourne soon after that.
Yeah, cool. In that time in your apprenticeship, were you just doing everything? Were you developing a style? Were you starting to get an idea where you wanted to go?
I've always had styles that I wanted to push, like
Yeah.
Japanese and everything, but by that point I was just doing everything and kind of
Yeah.
got invested in everything, wanted to be
Yeah.
the best at everything, so tried it
Awesome.
all.
Best way.
Yeah.
Was your collection growing then? Were you going and getting tattooed by people you looked up to?
Yeah, I definitely got tattooed heaps. The second I started my apprenticeship, I was getting tattooed every second week,
Yep.
anytime I had, spent all my money on tattoos.
Yep. Well, it's an investment in yourself.
It is, like, I got to learn a lot through
Yep.
getting tattooed by everyone else, just because, yeah, my boss only did black and grey realism at the time,
Yep.
so I could only learn so much.
Yep.
But yeah, by getting tattooed by all the Japanese dudes,
Yeah,
the stuff that I wanted, like, yeah, expanding the horizons a lot.
Awesome. What was the first convention you ever went to?
First convention. I think that was the Surf and Ink on Gold Coast, 2014.
Yep.
So yeah,
I'm
started
pretty
there.
sure I was at that one at the convention centre.
I think you were.
There were only a couple. I think they only had 2 or 3 of them, maybe.
Yeah, I think Lindsay got pregnant soon after that. Then
Yeah.
I think 2015 was the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. I remember being there, and that was like a bit of a game changer on the convention scene.
Yeah.
And I think then I'd just moved down to Sydney to work at Innovision. I remember going back to it, and there was like one row of like all the Gold Coast shops. So for me, it was amazing. It was like coming back home and hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And some good parties. And I think that's as well when tattooing had a big influx of younger artists like yourself.
Yeah.
So it was sort of the start of the change. You didn't have, as many old fucks like me sitting at the booths. It was like a real cool. I remember working across from Chris Neves was on the scene then.
Yeah.
Like Mick Squires, like Colour Realism was just new.
Yeah.
Blowing people's minds.
Yeah, I remember that era. Yeah, it was all the black and grey realism, all the realism that were taking the
Yeah.
awards because it was just such a wild, style.
Exactly,
compared to
such a
everything.
wild concept in general. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, tattooing was changing a lot in that period.
Yeah.
Because Marco, the owner of Surf and Ink, was doing all the crazy abstract,
Yes.
watercolory stuff, and
Yep.
yeah, he travelled a lot, so it was cool.
Yeah, Brazilian. He brought a different flavour to the Gold Coast, but then obviously that goes out across the board. Marco's had a lot of successful shops.
Yeah,
A lot of good people work with him over the years that have then gone on to do more and
yeah,
spread that love.
that's it. And yeah, it was just cool to see. Yeah, he had such a wide network around the world, so there was so
Yeah.
many like international artists at
Yeah.
that expo.
Yeah, it
People
was,
that you'd never expect to see.
yeah, it was good, and like probably the Aussie dollar was pretty good then for those internationals too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Actually, our dollar was pretty strong 10 years ago.
yeah. I remember 10 years ago I was in the States and I was getting like for one Aussie dollar, I was getting $1.10 US.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, hook me up.
Yeah.
So okay. After then, you're getting a lot of tattoos. You're working in the shop. You're doing your time. You've done your apprenticeship. You've paid your respects, and then you've moved to Melbourne.
Moved to Melbourne. Yeah.
So what was Melbourne? What was the attraction of Melbourne for you?
Felt like in that small town there wasn't as many tattoos to learn from, and I just
Yep.
was just wanted being around more artists, so
Yep.
thought Melbourne would be a good spot.
Melbourne's pretty much, for me, I'm a Melbourne boy, so maybe a little bit biased, but I think historically, Melbourne has always had more tattooers than other states.
Yeah.
and generally, I think people back then anyway were more up for getting covered.
Yeah.
And obviously because has its cooler months. It's not like the Gold Coast or
That's it.
Ballina or Cairns where it's hot all year round and the sun's out. People are into more colour because they've got the lighter skin tones and
That's
they're shielded from the UV rays.
Oh yeah, the white skin down there is great to tattoo
Yeah.
colour on. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember tattooing the leather skins up in Gold Coast area, Ballina, everyone that just spent time at the beach.
Yeah, you do an outline on some old dude's tradie skin and it just goes.
Yeah. Then I had heaps of oldies as well with leather skin. I'm like, yeah, this was like
Yeah,
a lot harder to tattoo.
yeah. So where did you land first of all in Melbourne? And
So,
give us a little bit of your Melbourne sort of journey.
so yeah, I moved to Melbourne. Then I was lucky enough to get a spot at Lygon Street Tattoos. So I was
Cool.
there for 12, 14 months.
Yep,
Then yeah, Steve from Corpus Tattoos offers a job to me, and
Yep.
that was like a dream shop, so I couldn't say
Yeah.
no to that.
Who was at Corpus at that time?
I think there was only a handful of the OG crew. So it was Steve, Alvaro, Sam Siriani,
Yep,
Andrea Daniels.
yep.
Then yeah, I think the rest was mostly your crew.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Corpus has been, and I know you were an owner of Corpus for a period of
For a little
time.
period, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's good to see it's gone on through all these transformations.
It's still around, which is cool to see.
Yeah,
Because it had
yep,
such a name in the industry.
yeah, yeah. I worked in Brunswick for a while, for about 2 years in the mid '90s, and it was a great area, good working class area. A lot of people getting a lot of tattoos.
Oh yeah.
A lot of good characters.
There's definitely plenty of characters around that area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. MJ's doing some nice live feeds at the moment of some like his version of the Melbourne underbelly, like overwatching some dodgy dudes,
Yeah.
talking on a corner, talking under their phone.
Oh, there's some
It's
wild
like,
stuff there.
yeah, very, very old school.
Yeah, because I think it was the night before I drove down there. There was that shooting at the gelato place. I'm like, oh, where did I move to? Like, Jesus Christ, I was just up the road.
Franco Cozzo is
Yeah.
up the road as well.
It's just up the road.
Yeah, amazing stuff. So, when you go to Melbourne, then you're at Lygon Street, you go to Corpus. Had you started developing anything unique? Were you pushing Japanese? You doing anime? You doing black and grey? You starting to move into
Yeah. So I think by that point, I kind of deleted my Insta and started moving towards colour because I was just doing mostly black and grey up in
Yep.
Ballina.
bold move.
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on. Like,
Yep.
you know what? I'm just going to start again.
Yeah,
It
cool.
wasn't too bad. But yeah, I guess slowly developed style. Started doing more Japanese.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think by that point, started doing the dickfish stuff as well.
So talk to us about like the origins of Dickfish because it's got a whole movement going on, and it's seems to be going from strength to strength. Was that something like, for example, some artists might have a lettering style, some might do a skull that you get collected from them.
Yeah.
Was that sort of in your mind to come up with some sort of iconic image that's going to be recognizable to you?
Not really. It started off as a joke, to be honest.
Yep.
Like, I like fish, I like dicks. So
Yep.
I started drawing those when I was really
Basic.
stoned.
Yeah, yeah.
While watching Superbad, as a lot
Yep.
of people are familiar with that movie.
Yep.
And yeah, people started calling me Dickfish Guy after one or two expos, and
Yeah,
here we
yep,
are 7
yep.
years later.
Yeah, awesome. Have you got an idea of how many you've done?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have a clue because I'd
Yeah.
say it would be in the thousands now.
Oh, amazing.
Because yeah, every expo there'll be like 10, 20 plus
Yep.
new dickfishes, and
Yep.
in between that.
I remember some of the conventions you do them on stage as well.
Yeah, I think there was one year I was asked to do river monsters on stage, so I was tattooing 2 hours
Yep.
on stage for
Yep.
a couple of expos, Sydney and Melbourne.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, clients were blindfolded, didn't know what they were getting.
In that situation, did you have to use some sort of restraint, or
Yeah, I had to draw the more classic ones, I guess. So I had to draw a 4 where a little bit more tamed, and
Yep.
yeah,
Because I guess that's one of the early versions of like, the pre-arm through the glory hole getting a crazy tattoo.
yeah. But yeah, now it's just on stage with cameras on you and
Yeah.
a whole crowd.
What are some of the wildest ones you've done? Has
Wild.
anyone gone like, I just want the sickest, craziest dickfish ever? I want a koi, I want a Siamese fighting fish, and I want a goldfish having an orgy. Like,
So closest one to that would be like referencing off someone else's dick, so putting like PAs through
Nice.
it, tattoos on them.
nice.
But I reckon the wildest one would be my dick tampons I tattoo on people.
Dick tampons. I haven't
Yeah.
seen these.
Yeah,
They're
it's little tampons with arms and legs.
nice. Nice.
It's usually the females that get them, which is the wildest part. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never guess who would get them. You're like, Jesus Christ.
But, it's exactly that. Like, you can't judge a book by its cover.
No, you can't.
Like, you can be the most straighty 180 on the outside and be the most interesting, devious, experimental person on the inside.
Yeah,
That's one of the beautiful things of life.
yeah. And that's where the whole dick fishing got real cool because, yeah, just a lot of open-minded people. Everyone
Yep.
had a conversation with was just great. Everyone,
Yep.
yeah, this is a different breed of people.
What's the biggest one you've done?
Oh, biggest one was a couple of years ago. I started his first tattoo, full thigh piece. I think there was like 5 or 6 dick fishes in it with a full reef scene.
Oh, mad.
It was his first tattoo. I was like, that was cool. So hopefully I can start doing sleeves of them.
Oh, sick. Sick.
Yeah, I've been taking them into like Japanese back pieces, so all the tattoos on the other tattoos.
Mate, it would be good, like, have a Kintaro. Have you done a Kintaro?
Haven't done a Kintaro, I've been meaning to do that.
That'd be good. That'd be good. But also, like, it's obviously become quite iconic. It's on your IG little thing as well,
Yeah.
like your brand, or what would you even call that? Icon or?
I don't even know, I just made a little crest
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah,
little
crest, there you
logo,
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
obviously merch is good for merch because you're now doing a lot of different things. You've got your amazing tattooing going on. You've also got the Dickfish persona and
Yeah.
everything running with that, but you're doing like merch. Can you explain some of the merch you're doing now?
Yeah, so I do a bunch of merch. Like the most known thing would be the air fresheners,
Yep.
shirts, hoodies, do a bunch of stickers, hats.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just so a lot of clients are too scared to get the dick fishes tattooed on them, so it's always nice just to take something away from the booth.
Dip your toe in the water.
Yeah.
Get familiar with it.
And usually a year or two later they end up getting it anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever been creative with some of the scents of those air fresheners?
I've been meaning to, but
Yep.
I started with basics, nice smelly colours to start with.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you could like have a signature scent.
Yeah.
That could then maybe blossom into some sort of fragrance.
Oh.
Imagine that, a Dickfish bottle. Like little thing on the top. Psh, psh.
Yeah, I want to take over the world with the dick fish, so
Should.
we will. We will.
Should.
We'll get there.
That would be quite an iconic bottle, that. Like,
Yeah.
wrap your hands around that baby.
Yeah. Spray it and the little spray comes out
Exactly.
the pee hole.
Exactly. Just careful where you spray it. Close your eyes. So good stuff. But you're also doing talk to us. You've been on the road for about a month now.
Yeah.
Can you run us through the tour that you've done?
Yeah, so normally when I'm doing expos and stuff, I'll just fly to them, but this time I'm doing a pet show, which involves selling art.
Yep.
So yeah, just pack my car up with all my artworks. So I'll make a lot of 3D artworks for reef stores, I guess.
Yeah, cool. So like a pet show, I imagine it's the same concept as a tattoo show or a home and better living show or
Yeah, it's more like a trade show.
Okay.
So you get to see all the different animals, all the different products, everything that goes along with it. And
So what about like the clientele coming through? Are they just your general pet lover or are they people in the pet industry?
pet lovers and people in the pet industry. So yeah, through that I've met a lot of reef store owners
Yep.
in Australia, around the world and everything.
Nice.
So I've been lucky with that. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of reef lovers and pet animal lovers that see my booth and potentially want to get a tattoo later on.
Nice. It'd be cool to see, how cool would it be someday you go into Pet Barn and there's some of your merch in there getting sold. Like it's what I really love and respect of what you're doing is you're thinking outside the box, and you're just going for these opportunities. How have they come about? Is it something that you've searched out yourself, or did it come your way?
So I was just a hobbyist myself, and I just kept reef tanks and all the clownfishes and everything.
Yep.
And yeah, just talking to a few of the guys at the pet stores, and before they know it, we're talking tattoos, and kind of escalated. And yeah, they were chasing artworks for fish room. So
Awesome.
yeah, there was just a market open for myself to dive into.
It'd be cool to even, I'm giving you a full business plan here. It'd be cool to have some like little, everyone puts all the crazy stuff in their fish
Tank
tanks.
ornaments, yeah.
It'd be mad to have a little one in there.
Oh, that's a plan because I make all these staggered artworks, and I'm thinking of doing like acrylic
Yep.
cutouts, and I can do staggered reef scenes, and they're all UV lit.
Yeah, sick.
But then definitely already pushed a few of my artworks into a bunch of stores in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane to sell my artwork.
Amazing. Obviously good responses.
It's been pretty decent. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
pays for my hobbies.
Yeah. So on that, where was that first pet show? So you drove up from Melbourne. Where was your
Uh,
first port of call?
the first show was in Brisbane. So yeah, it was just the one
Yep.
show, and the rest was just all tattoo and
Yeah,
hanging
cool.
out with
What
friendships.
shops? Give the shops a shout out that you were guesting in along the way.
So I started off in Melbourne, went to Sydney and did Black Jade in Bankstown.
Amazing.
Made my way up to Lennox Head at Rock of Ages.
Cool.
Did Black Rose at Ballina.
Yep.
Moved up to Mushin in Brisbane.
Yep.
Did Thrill House. Came back to Little Tokyo.
Yep.
Tried to leave Little Tokyo, then came back to Little Tokyo.
And then when you're gonna hightail it back to Melbourne, I believe you've got another good trip on the horizon.
Yeah, so I've got one drag show in between that. Then yeah, pretty much pack my bags and go to the States for 5 weeks.
Amazing.
Do a little
What
tour.
what's are you talk to me about a drag show? Are you tattooing at a drag show? What's the deal?
Yeah, I'll be tattooing at the drag show.
Is it like a drag convention or
Yeah, drag convention.
Oh, sick.
So it's all the
Awesome.
drag queens, everything.
Yeah,
nice and
amazing.
colourful stuff, so it works well with my work.
We had Jimmy yesterday tattooed a good friend of the studio, Blue Phoenix, Chris. He's like been Mr. Pole Dance of the Year
Yeah.
multiple times. And we've had some like mad shop parties here over the years where he's performed. We've had females perform. We've had drags in here as well. We've had like burlesque with white snakes. It just adds to,
It's just so much fun. They're just
Exactly,
great people.
mate,
Like they just like
exactly.
to party and
yeah.
it's just great
We
environment.
all like to party and like, yeah, everyone's just having a good time and
Yeah.
getting loose and crazy.
Yeah, it's just a lot of banter, a lot of friendly faces
Yeah,
there. Like,
yeah.
Can't go wrong with it.
Yep. Amazing. So where's your home base in Melbourne now?
So I'm working at Yokai City at the moment. So
Yep.
yeah, just living around Melbourne. Then
And who's in that crew there for those that aren't familiar with it?
so Miles Payton, that a lot of people would be familiar in the tattoo
Yep.
industry. He owns that store. Then yeah, got Benjamin Suski there, Daria Drexel.
Yep.
Then yeah, we've got Caesar, the apprentice there. Then myself.
Yeah, cool.
So tight little studio.
And what's like a normal when you're not on the road? Like how's your working week structured?
So I think I end up cutting back to 4 days a week at one period because yeah, I was doing 5 6 days for a very long time at early days. And yeah, just wanted to find more time to do art and everything, and yeah,
Yep.
cut back a little bit and book 4 or 5 days a week, and usually traveling every 2 3 months anyways.
Yeah, amazing. And mate, cool. Like yesterday, you banged out a walk in, just
Yeah.
not too precious for it. Like here we go.
I guess I don't know. A tattoo's a tattoo, and we've done it for so long.
Yeah.
It's something we should know how to do.
Got to pay for that high performance triple plate clutch
That's
going
it.
back in the car.
Don't want to risk that breaking again on the way down.
No, that's cool. So say your appointments. How do your appointments work? Like, are you prepping your drawings? Are you drawing on the day? Because I know we spoke about you want to move. One of your goals is to get into be like full freehand or as
Yeah.
close to it as you can.
So yeah, I've been fortunate enough where I'm usually tattooing mostly dickfish stuff, or
Yep.
yeah, mostly dickfish. They're all free-handed mostly.
Yep.
Then yeah, it's the occasional realism piece that I do that I'll stencil up. But yeah, I've been lucky enough where I've had clients let me do full Japanese sleeves now,
Amazing.
freehand, and yeah, just try to push that creativity again.
Yep. And you find them. They are they sitting with you? Are they? Well, you got them out in the waiting room. Like, what's the deal?
They're usually sitting there because yeah, I'll draw it on them. Then
Awesome.
by the time you let the
Oh, true.
Text it
How else
dry.
are you going to freehand? You can't
Yeah.
freehand it on a bit of paper and then make a stencil. That prevents freehand, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
no, it's usually
Yep.
just a little. I don't know. It's like hanging out with clients. Like that's why it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
work. Get
Yep.
to chat with them, yabber on while you're setting up, doing
Yep.
all that.
Yeah, good. Where are you going next?
I'll be heading to end to guest for the next little period before
Yep.
I head to the States.
Yep.
Then yeah, I'll figure out the rest of my year because don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, cool. Man, Nick's doing so well. Like, you know, we were chatting yesterday. Like, man, he's like for me one of the big futures of Japanese tattooing.
Yeah.
You know, he's now going down the Tabori Road. Like that guy's level of dedication, and mate, it's
Just watching him work. He's such
something
a hard
to
worker.
yeah.
Just what he does.
Like
it's
on
crazy.
it, zone, so lovely, so humble, so sharing. I would imagine. Like
Very.
he come here a couple of years ago with a bunch of his apprentices and workers, and you know, just like the best dude ever.
Oh, he's so nice. Like yeah, he treats everyone well. Like
Yeah,
in that small period that I guess within a month or two ago, like it's just a good environment. Like
yeah,
it's great,
and it looks a beautiful studio,
It's a great studio.
and he's just building that powerhouse team. people just sort of coming around and
Yeah,
coming in. It's great to see.
it's a shop that attracts so many good artists, like
Yeah.
as you would.
Yeah. And he's getting around the world. He was like, I think at Gods of Ink.
Yeah,
He's getting out, doing his thing and putting it out there and showing the world what he's up to.
yeah, that stuff's impressive. Like, yeah, having a partner, having a shop, and still being able to do all that, like that's a lot of work to juggle.
Just bodysuit after bodysuit, fully lined, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's phenomenal.
Working
Well,
on
I
it.
imagine being there, you're going to obviously you can't not be inspired and learn and take your stuff to a new level.
Yeah, that's why I want to do more of the guest spots and work at more Japanese stores again and
Yeah.
get the inspiration and move into that big scale work again.
Yeah, good.
Kind of got a bit of content doing all the dickfish stuff.
Yeah, it happens, but it's always going to be like, really good bread and butter and iconic image from you. Like, I've been starting to think of, because I'm in a sweet spot in my career where I'm just doing continuous large stuff.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to get something large, so I'm trying to work out, a direction I can go in to do more collector pieces sort of things, one-shot bangers, and because you get a lot of fun out of that as well.
Yeah, it's always that gratification of just seeing something done in one
Yeah.
go.
And the energy with the client is sometimes quite different. Like if you're doing a one-shot banger for 1, 2, 3 hours compared to spending 30 hours with someone.
Yeah.
You
Nah, spending 30 hours with people is good, but I feel like, it doesn't matter how long we're in this industry, it's always hard to find that balance between large scale to small scale pieces.
Yep.
That work
Yeah, there's not really a middle of the road
Nah.
sort of thing.
And I feel like that's our ADHD with most of us, where it's like one extreme or the other.
Yeah. I think a lot of tattooers do have some form of ADHD. I think
Yeah.
a lot of us are in denial.
Oh, yeah, we just don't know about it. We're all on the spectrum somewhere.
Yeah, totally.
As our uni teachers always said it, we're not artists, we're all autistic.
Ah, nice. Mate, my art teacher, Mr. Salaji, was like a mad drunk. He just used to drink wine out of his coffee cup and just tell you everything he did was shit. So,
He sounds like a proper
different
artist.
generation. Yeah. You going to the States?
Gone to the States, yeah.
We'll drop this once you're back anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And what have you got going on? Are you doing conventions? You doing guest spots, like drag shows, pet shows? What's the deal? Are you getting tattooed there?
This
A lot of
one-
questions there.
Yeah, this one will be hopefully I get tattooed, but yeah, mostly for two expos, so Austin Invitationals and Golden State and
Yep.
Pasadena. Then yeah, just meeting up with a few friends and just guesting around. working with
Texas historically has been a crazy state for tattooing. Dave Lum, Chris Trevino, all this, Jason Brooks, all those guys doing big, mad, colourful stuff.
Yeah,
They all seem to be like, I don't know, I've never been there, but a little bit
it's
left of centre and just up for craziness.
it is wild there. Like just seeing even this American traditional, like it's pushed to a whole new level
Yeah.
over there. Like it's wild. But then the Austin.
Hot Stuff Deluxe with a big, mad boner with throbbing, like, purple veins in it. Like, they go wild.
They love that shit. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
It works well for the big fish stuff.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah, everyone just loves that stuff over there, and just the caliber of tattooing over there is nuts.
Yeah. Who are you hoping to get tattooed from? Because I know there's fuck all room left.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get tattooed by JoJo from 10,000 Ways for a while.
Oh, sick.
So I've still got a couple little gaps where I can get
Yeah.
something. Now I
Yeah.
just got to find time with that busy man.
Yeah. He's a powerhouse, man.
Yeah.
The shop, his tattooing, the painting, his family life, the conventions.
Wild, yeah.
Yeah. But he's someone like, probably a few years older than me and someone I've always looked up to that at his age, he's still obsessed, still pushing the boundaries, still loving it. I don't know about you, but there's been, for me, there's been the odd brief period in my career where you can become a little bit despondent or jaded or questioning yourself and all that sort of thing. So for me to see people like Jojo, Trevor, Dwayne Cash up in Cairns, like old people that have been in it longer than me, still pushing the boundaries and still hungry. If you ever have those moments, it's like, fuck, snap out of it, mate.
Yeah, I feel like we've all gone through that period where we've
Yeah.
always wanted to, at some point wanted to quit tattooing or just step
Yeah.
back or something because it does get overwhelming at times.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's something you love. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah. I know in the lockdowns, actually, it's not about me, it's about you. What did you do in the lockdowns? The 528 of them.
Oh, I don't know. At first, I was pretty bummed for the first month or so because
Yep.
we just took on corpus at that time and
Yeah.
having mortgages and shit. I'm like, where is this money going to come from to like pay
Yep.
for this stuff?
Yeah.
But it was nice just to sit back and had no obligations. I was just working on artworks and
Cool.
just developing my art.
Yep.
And it was
Yeah,
cool
cool.
to see everyone else in that shop doing the same thing. And
Yep.
they all grew so much in that period.
Yep.
Or we just sat around and complained about it and got nowhere.
True. True. Talk to me about some of your collection. Like who's tattooed you over the years?
Shit. I've been tattooed by like probably over 50 different artists by now.
Amazing.
I like to collect and
Some of the like the bigger pieces then.
bigger pieces. That would be my back, done by Braden Kelly.
Yep.
That was still one of my favourite pieces.
Yeah. Big Dragon from memory?
Yeah, Big Dragon.
Yep.
Still hasn't been finished.
Was that when he was in Coolangatta?
Yeah, still at 1111 then.
Were you in Ballina then?
Yeah, I was still in Ballina. So
Oh,
I was
cool.
Driving up an hour and a half every 3 or 4 weeks just
Yeah.
to get bits done
Awesome.
until I crashed the car then and had no savings left.
What? After an appointment or on the way to an appointment?
After a few appointments.
Oh.
So I did a few, then I crashed my car before
Yeah.
another trip and all that money went towards the new car.
Yep. Yep.
But then I've been chipping at it here and there.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
Yeah, been lucky enough to collect from some really cool artists.
Hands are left?
Still got my hands left,
Yep.
saving those for Mr. Ping Pong and Miss Orange.
Amazing.
Just
Amazing.
never got around to it.
Yeah, that'll be a bit of time off work. You're
Yeah.
going to try and get them both done
I reckon so.
simultaneously?
Yeah,
Have the big, like, Popeye fists?
just wear gloves and all that shit,
Yeah.
trying to keep them down.
Yeah. Amazing. Any shout outs you want to shout out to anyone or any wish, dreams, hopes, memories, anything like that?
I don't know, I just know too many people in the industry
Yeah.
nowadays, so.
So last night you went and had dinner with Oni.
Yeah,
So it was really cool. Like Pat and Stasi were doing a collab on another guy called Pat,
yeah.
and they were like 2 days in and getting loose. There was some great conversation going on last night, and then Oni stepped into the room and just like blew it to a whole new level.
She's a
So,
wild one.
Yeah,
She's a great time to spend around it.
Yeah, yeah, so good. Have you ever travelled with her in the past?
I haven't travelled with her, like, I've been tattooed by her, then,
Yep.
we managed to get a booth opposite to each other in Brisbane, so we had a fucking field day up there.
Amazing, yeah, because you guys have both got your thing going on, same sort of genre but different and instantly recognizable and unique, which, you know, for me in tattooing is the next level
Yeah,
because there's a lot of cookie cutter tattooing out there, you know, and when you get to that level, like someone said it to me a while ago, it's kind of like hair salons.
yeah,
There's going to be just cuts, best cuts, just better cuts, and then there's going to be high-end tattoo salons.
yeah,
There are high-end tattoo salons, but high-end hair salons. So it's sort of like similar with artists as well. Like, I think when you get to that instantly recognizable style, you're out there, you've got that voice,
Yeah.
and then that's when, you know, you've obviously both been doing it for a long time, but that's when the magic starts to go to a whole new level.
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even call it high end, to be honest. It just feels like, to me, it's just being creative, doing
Yeah,
what I
true.
know what to do. Like,
Yeah.
not trying to push anything too crazy, I guess.
Yeah, it's just got its own momentum and keeps
Yeah.
rolling.
Because I feel like, it's the best way to do it. If you're enjoying what you're doing and
Yep.
just doing it, like,
Yep.
you don't have to fake it, don't have to push it, don't have to do anything.
Yep.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, it gets its own thing going.
Yeah.
Quick bit of tech talk. What are you tattooing with these days? Like, I know you like coils. Talk to me about this new product release on the horizon
Yeah.
with Mr. Sender.
Yeah, we've been talking about this since 2019 at a New Zealand expo where we're going to build some dickfish coils.
Yep.
Then, with COVID happening and everything.
They're obviously going to be hard hitting with long stroke.
Yeah.
Nice.
There'll be variations.
Yep.
Dicks don't discriminate in size or shape.
True. Yeah, there's something for everyone.
Exactly.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's been in the works. I was gonna get my ass over in New Zealand and
Yep.
get that process going.
Yeah, cool. That'd be awesome.
But yeah, I want to definitely move back into the coils and everything. Tried the wands and everything for a while, and it just wasn't for me, I guess.
Yep.
Has its place in the industry, but
Yeah, and obviously I think it leans itself more to certain styles.
yeah.
What are some of your like favorite colors that you use? Do you want to drop some brands? Like myself, I use a lot of Solid and Dermaglow.
Yeah. So yeah, for myself, I've been using Fusion and Solid for the past 7 or 8 years,
Yep.
and I just found most of that stuff feel pretty solid for me. So I haven't
Yep.
tried changing too much. There's
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 colors I'm still looking for, but
Yep.
yeah, Solid and Fusion.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, and you've been tattooing like how many years now?
Just over 11, getting
Yeah.
close to 12 years now.
So I imagine, you're seeing, especially being in Melbourne for a long time and doing regular guest spots, you see your stuff healed
Yeah,
year after year. And that's when I think, you obviously work things out, or
yeah,
it reaffirms what you've been doing is working and holding in the skin.
yeah. You definitely called me out a little bit, thinking I knew everything when I was a young kid, being like, what would I know? But yeah, when you do actually get to see your tattoos 5, 10 years
Yeah.
down the track,
Yep.
yeah, it shows a lot, and you're like,
Yeah,
cool.
it's good. Sometimes it's like, fuck, how did I fuck that up? And other times, like, man, that's okay. Like, I've been using my Swash Drive liners Gen 5s for, I would have to say, 13, 14 years
Yeah,
now. Um, I do still like to use a coil from time to time. I busted one out yesterday, but Jimmy doesn't like me using coils
yeah,
in that room, or no one does. So, but I think with that, like I'm still playing around with, I go between, I've had a Bishop Wand, the Injector X1, the Nano, Haywall's machines. I've used the whole spectrum, the wand.
yeah.
And so I sort of come around like this. I think, oh, this is the one.
Yeah,
And then the next one's the one. And
that's
then,
it. But yeah, I find like the next one's always the one, but I always go back to like that original set I had
yep,
from 2013,
yep,
2014, some
yep,
workhorse machines and senders.
yep.
They're just still the go-tos.
Yeah, yeah, they're good. And and I think that's part of the whole process as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to try it all out because yeah, you can't diss it if you don't know what it does.
Yep, yep.
But yeah, and yeah, I've got a collection of like 40, 50 machines now, and yeah,
Amazing.
still got that same 5 that I
Yeah,
use
the
day to day.
go-tos.
Yeah,
Yep,
the rest are great, but now they just kind of sit there.
yep, yep. So once you get back from this overseas tour,
Yeah.
you're going to work out where you're going to be. Have you got anything else planned for the end of the year? Any other conventions or conventions next year, or just because I know your base is Melbourne, you've got a home there,
Yeah,
and I imagine you've got a room full of amazing fish tanks.
yeah, I've got one giant ass fish tank now. Had to close
Awesome.
one down because too much effort
It's
looking.
it's it's a bit of a thing. I tattoo actually a Vietnamese guy, Tony. I've done a bodysuit on him. He's mad into his fish, like,
Yeah,
and he tells me some of the prices of these fish.
they
It's
get some,
fucking crazy.
yeah, the freshwater stuff gets pretty nuts, and I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't dove into that kind of extent yet because I don't
yeah,
have the time. But yeah, I swear the Vietnamese definitely follow the stereotypes and all own fish tanks at some point.
yeah. But like he's into like the breeding, all this stuff. Like this fish is worth 5 grand. This is worth 12. But I'm not going to sell this. I got offered 15.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you sell it? And then I'm like, but what? How long is it going to live for? What's it going to do? How do you? I don't quite get it. But I
same.
guess it's you're
Yeah,
into it. You're into it.
I guess I don't know. For me, just seeing water, like it's just such a relaxing, soothing thing when you come home after work.
Yep.
So every house that I've had, I've always had a fish tank.
Yep. The Zen thing, the chill out and watch them.
Yeah. So between plants and yeah, fish tanks, like
Yep.
that's my piece.
What are some of the names of your fish?
Oh, I haven't named them. There's too many now.
I thought there'd be like a John, a Peter, a Frank.
Nah, I can't remember them all. I'm terrible.
How many fish do you reckon you've got?
I reckon that'd be a good 20 or so in there.
Yeah. Wow.
And yeah, heaps of them just hide, so you don't even know where half
Yep.
of them are.
What
Good.
about like the biggest fish?
Ooh, biggest ones. Had a few tangs, like kept them for a few years
Are
now.
they the crazy ones with the big ugly brain things on their heads?
Ah, no, they're the goldfishes. I kept
Ah.
those years and years ago, but yeah, I haven't kept them in ages. Yeah,
What's your all-time dream fish? Like I know some people will say it's like an arowana.
that's something I want to keep at some point.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've got to get back into freshwater fish then. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I usually keep more corals than fish.
Ah. All the bright colours, the
All the
big
bright,
fantails.
yeah, all the bright color stuff, anything that glows under UV.
Yep. Have you ever done a two-headed dickfish?
Oh, actually, I did the Blackmore dickfish and a hammerhead dickfish, so I had 3 knobs on it.
Hammerhead, like,
Yeah, 2 for the eyes and 1 for the face.
oh, mad.
So yeah, that was a fun one.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that one went to Canada. She was just traveling in Australia and took that over. That was cool.
Yeah, so good. So good. Yeah, it's really cool for me to see your career progress, where you're going, what you're doing with it. Like, I love it because you're breaking the mold and you're just finding your own way. And I'm sure it's going to continue more and more and more. mate, it could even end up some sort of anime cartoon thing one day.
That'd be great.
You know,
Fills out my dream of becoming an animator back in the day.
there you go, there you go.
Still young, got plenty of time for that.
But personally, I'm looking forward to the fragrance bottle. I think
Yeah.
that's going to take it to a whole new level.
I reckon that needs to happen. You've inspired
Yep.
me to do that now.
If you need a silent business partner, I'm here.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. We'll work on this.
Good stuff. Well, mate, I think this has been a really cool chat, Paul. How can people find you? What's your Instagram handle?
So my Insta handle now is fishstick.tattoos.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Dickfish, but that got banned a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think I've been through like 4 accounts this year or
Wow.
since last year.
This year?
Yeah.
Fuck. Right. Okay. What about if you've got a website, you've got an email, have you got a MySpace, have you got a Threads?
I feel like if you just type in Dickfish on Insta, you should usually find me, or even on Google.
Amazing.
Surprisingly, yeah, Dickfish just pops up.
Well, that just shows the power of the brand.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
people are typing that in, it's already out there in that algorithm so big and strong that it's coming up. That's amazing.
Yeah, I feel like that's always been the way because, yeah, word of mouth has been the best
Yep.
thing. I've always refused to do all the reels and sponsored ads
Yep.
and stuff. It just feels like you're
Yep.
pushing in people's faces.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of that right now.
Yeah, and now, yeah, everyone's just becoming an ad. So
Yep.
I'm like, I can't do that.
It almost, like, I get it. Some people are freaking and they don't know what to do, but it can reek of desperation.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know. I've always just stuck by, like, I just want to do good work, let that speak
Yep.
for itself and push that. And
Yep. And mate, you're easy to talk to. I imagine you've got a real good rapport with your clients as well, and having a laugh and making it fun,
yeah, it's always
which
been-
is the one.
yeah, you just got to have a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
With
Yeah,
talent.
life's fucking serious enough.
Yeah, got to keep it interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing, mate. I think I'm good to wrap her up there. Any
Likewise.
shout outs, anything you want to do?
Biggest shout out to you, honestly.
Oh,
like,
mate.
just keeping us the last few days and
Yeah,
helping us
no,
out
it's
with your
been-
generosity. Like, it's been great.
Oh, mate, good time.
Really
Well,
appreciate it.
you know the door's always open here, and I look forward to that collab fragrance
Yeah.
deal in the future. It could be both of our retirement funds. I'll obviously take a smaller cut.
I'm happy with anything. Retirement plans, here we come.
Yeah. No, good time. All right, Paul. Thank you so much. I wish you the best
Thank
for the
you.
travels, and look forward to seeing, where you go and what you do. It's inspirational.
Yeah, I'll try to keep everyone updated on the socials.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet.
Thanks. Done,
Thank you.
mate. Amazing, dude.
Appreciate it.
Really good. Really good.